All right, we're gonna go into this article. It's basically about. Now, matter of fact, now look up where was he at in Switzerland, right? Or where does this take place? Browse over that real quick, man. Hey, look up where Davos is. What country? Look that up. Everybody had to be quiet. Everybody praying in their head. Everybody praying.
Hey, nah, look at that.
Like 10 times. Everybody praying. Everybody praying.
Everybody claimed her.
It's cool.
I don't know.
Davos, Switzerland.
Nah.
Ah, yeah, that's it. Davos, Switzerland. All right, come on.
Okay.
Come on with
That's
it.
all you need?
Yeah,
No, it say,
all that too, though. Yeah, because that go into it, too.
Yeah, it say, Steve.
The one from 2 days ago or the one from an hour ago? They got 2 articles up.
Yeah, they say, Steve Mnnuchin, who is the...
Mnnuchin, Steve Mnnuchin.
Yeah,
he's a politician. He's a Republican from, I forget. Yeah, he's some kind of, I think he's secretary.
The
treasury. Yeah, the treasury. Yeah, secretary, man. So he basically over the funds and shit. The what you call it? What's it called? Like the Federal Reserve shit. You know, he mess with the money.
Yeah, like the bonds and stuff like
yeah,
that. Like you got stuff like treasury bonds and stuff like that. Like he pretty much oversees that stuff.
Yeah, Steve Mnnuchin, man.
Yeah.
Hey, which the majority of Jakes, they don't even know who Steve Mnnuchin is. But we're gonna get into an article on how he feel about the US dollar, man. All right, and its depreciation value.
Yeah, it say he comments about a weaker dollar ignore a key part of America's economic strength. It say the Treasury Secretary.
Read that again.
It say why Steve
Mnnuchin
comments about a weaker dollar ignore a key part of America's economic strength.
Right. So he commenting about a weaker dollar. So that's what the topic is, the American dollar. All right. And it's the American dollar period. That's what they talk about. Yeah. And Steve Mnnuchin, like the brother said, he's over that. He's the treasurer, man. That's just like we know how you may do arms or whatever. And you got the brother that oversee it. Disperse the money here, there, sign off on a this or that. That's what Steve Mnnuchin does. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it say the Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin touted the benefits of a weaker dollar, causing a commotion in currency markets. The president himself was forced to echo the Treasurer's long-standing strong dollar mantra, but the U.S. currency continued to fall.
Yeah, the U.S. currency is continuing to fall, man. So that's why you see stores like 160-something Toys R Us closing, Target closing, Sam's Club closing, man. All right. Because the U.S. dollar, because they about to make the transition, like the brother always go into the 4th Industrial Revolution, man. They gonna transfer everything electronically, man. E-commerce, man. All right.
Man, these is pretty much quotes Mnuchin said. It said there are good economic reasons the last 7 Treasury secretaries stayed with the strong dollar mantra. He wrote, yes, a weaker dollar means cheaper U.S. exports.
Yeah, and that's all it's about. He said a weaker dollar means cheaper U.S. exports, meaning he can export shit for a lesser value, but on a higher level, man.
Yeah, It say, but it also means higher price imports.
Go ahead. What you say?
It say, yes, a weaker dollar means cheaper U.S. exports, but it also means a higher price import.
Right. See, that's what Donald Trump is pushing. He want to be a self-sustaining country, basically. He want to be the one. He don't depend on nobody, type of shit. And he really believe that can really happen. You know why? Because that's what it is. They've been going in with this war that the brother been talking about in Iraq for these last 15 years or whatever. Yeah, in Afghanistan. All right. And let me see this. This is what is it? Desert Shield. Yeah, that's what the name of the militia or the military presence that they had over there. All right, where I went 98, 97, around that time.
Since 01. It's like, war in Afghanistan.
What's the name of it? Desert Storm?
2001 to present.
Right.
I'll say the name right now.
But go ahead, keep reading on that.
It say, but it also means higher price imports.
Yeah, higher price imports, man. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, that's what Trump pushing, man. Because that's what he went over there and told them motherfuckers in Davos, Switzerland, man. He said, hey, it's America first with me, baby. He like, yeah, yo, you niggas is under us. That's basically what he's saying. You know how Trump be. You niggas is under us. What's happening?
Just like that.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. He don't want no equality, man. The so-called white, but here it is, niggas in America pushing for that. These other nations, that's why they don't want to fuck with Esau. That's why they doing all this, changing all their currency to this and that, because they don't want to. They want to get away from this nigga, man. Hey, because ultimately they know something bad is about to happen, man. Go ahead.
It's saying, and so less purchasing power of American incomes. It is much better to strengthen our fundamentals than to make ourselves poorer by putting our goods on sale as we push our currency down.
Right, because the America don't got no goods. That's why, man. All right, because they been spending up. That's stupid, man. You niggas is idiots. Spending all this money. How did you think America was going to thrive? And you export all your jobs and shit. You get majority of your clothing, you know, produce, all type of shit. You know, fruits, vegetables, you know, different shit that don't even grow in America.
Your currency not worth, man.
Exactly, man.
Your economy is basically built off a debt system.
So my point is, how did you think that you was gonna be able to be a self-sustaining society, man? Starting off like that, importing everything. You know,
this is on NewYorkTimes.com. It say in an encounter that might have surprised him. It says surprised even him 2 years ago. Mr. Trump reassured the world's political and financial leaders that his America First agenda was not a rejection of international cooperation. All right, it says the combative nationalists gave way.
Yeah, he's saying that so niggas won't get on him.
Right.
You know, he don't want no turmoil right now.
But I'm just gonna go straight to the next paragraph. It says, "I believe in America," Mr. Trump told a jam-packed auditorium on the last day of the annual World Economic Forum in Davos. It says, "As President of the United States, I will always put America first, just like the leaders of other countries should put their country first also. But America first does not mean America alone." And it says, "When the United States grows, so does the world." Amen.
Yeah, and that's where get Ezekiel 28 real quick, man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And it say Mnnuchin told reporters in Davos that obviously a weaker dollar is good for us as it relates to trading opportunities.
Right, so here it is, man. The time is coming, man, where that money, that dollar gonna collapse, man. All right, the US dollar is gonna collapse. All right, the money is gonna fail, man. Just like in ancient Egypt, man. That's what's about to happen in America, man. All right. Yep. Yeah, you can get that if you want, but
Ezekiel 28 what?
You can start at 1.
At the top.
Yeah.
It's Ezekiel 28 and 1. It says, "The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the princes of Tyrus."
Yeah, the princes of Tyrus, these Edomites, man. Go ahead.
"Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High."
Yep, keep going.
It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee."
Right, because that's ultimately going back to, man. They oppressing, they shunning they making it they ostracizing the American dollar, man. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here, man. Then we don't want that. We ain't endorsing that shit no more, man. They about to make that transition, man, that we've been talking about, that our apostles and elders been talking about for years, man. All right, keep going. They wiser than Daniel, like and like I was going into. That's what that is nothing they just said nothing they can hide from thee, right? Because that go back into what, man? That digital, that you know,
digital grid.
That digital grid, man. You know, you being the cell phone and all that shit. Next thing you know, they'll put a chip in your ear right here. You could, you know, you press the shit on your wrist. Hello, yeah. You know, that's what Esau pushing for.
Like a jackass, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, this verse 4. "With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches."
Gotten these riches. Go ahead.
"And hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures." It says, "By thy wisdom."
And Esau, he's motherfucking stingy as fuck. He don't want nobody else to have none of the gold or resources or nothing, man. He just want to hoard it up. But then when the economy about to collapse, that lets you know that they already had that plan to do that, man. Cause Esau got the what's the word I want to say? The amenities. He got the necessities.
The resources.
He got the necessities, the resources to make this a thriving economy, man. But he's not gonna do that though, because that was his plan all along, man. To crash the market, to crash the American dollar, transition to the RFID microchip, and him hoard all the money up and just keep everything for himself. Go ahead.
Yeah. Stuff out, yeah, because I did some stuff I had like a while ago, but anyway, I should bring it out. Because what the brother saying about the money system, all right, that was already set up. I'm gonna just land back over. He said it was set up for it to come down eventually. All right, because Esau had a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they pretty much plotted out. They had a format of how they thought the year was gonna collapse, and they dated 2017, which we in the year 2018. It might collapse this year, but anyway, in this paper right here, right, it says in silver, a regular dollar, but this is like prior to the 1940s. It says in silver, payable to the I can't make that part out, but it says payable to the demand, something to the remarkable demand or something like that. But anyway, your dollar, the dollar that you have in your wallet, it was a silver certificate on there, right? And what that was is you can go to the bank, all right, and exchange that paper dollar that you have and get silver for it, all right? But like
that's why America was thriving then, man.
Exactly.
That's why it was bought from slavery. They was exporting shit like what, cotton, and they was sugar cane, all that shit, man. They was exporting shit, man, because of that monetary system that they had set up from the beginning, man. If they would have kept it like that, they would have had a nice run, man.
Hell yeah. And this of course I just want to get out, just land back on it says, as mentioned earlier, the founders knew that people do not like to conduct business except for their minor transactions with precious metal. They say metal money is too heavy. They say too bulky, and in substantial amounts is dangerous to transport. Because they knew on certain trades routes, right? When back in like the day, especially during the time of the Romans, right? When you had say you wanted to make a big payment or something like that, right? And let's say you were selling something, and I had to pay like, let's say like 20,000 or something like that, right? I had 20,000 in gold, all right? That gold was gonna be in brick bars, right? In golden brick bars, so it was too much to export. It was too dangerous too. Yeah, too heavy as well as they going in, right? So it says metal money is too heavy, too bulky, and in substantial amounts is dangerous to transport. Yeah, because somebody can come over and take your stuff, and you have a hard time. Exactly, you have a hard time getting it to that point. The next point, it said it is much more convenient and safe to use paper currency. The founders realized this, but expected the banks to use to issue notes redeemable in gold and silver, which is the note I just showed you, your regular dollar prior to the 1940s. That had your paper money was redeemable in gold and silver. But, and here goes some more points. It say when the Civil War required vast new expenditures, the banks wanted extremely high notes of interest on any loans to the Union. All right, say 15 to 36%, and so Congress felt compelled to issue fiat money. They say these greenbacks could not be redeemed in gold or silver and were limited somewhat to things for which they could be spent. Their value soon dropped to around 3 cents. Yeah, so like I said, and I ain't gonna go into all the rest of it, man, but basically, like I said, when you dive deep, all right, into these articles, all right, I'm gonna just read a little bit more, and then I'm gonna give it back to y'all. It says on April 5th, 1933, let's say 1 month after his inauguration, President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared a national emergency and ordered all gold coins, gold billions, and gold certificates to be turned into the Federal Reserve banks by May 1st. This order applied only to these residing in the United States and did not apply to foreigners living abroad. Yeah, so President Roosevelt in 1933, he ordered all the gold. Anybody that has gold, all right, he ordered you to turn your shit in, man. All right, because basically that was gonna start the petro dollar, man. That system was gonna start. That was starting to create that system. You know what I'm saying? That's why everything that Esau do is strategically calculated, man. Systematically, man. That nigga ain't just making moves like a nigga in the hood, man. You know, a nigga in the hood, he think he got something going, he just doing shit off. No, Esau, that's not his. That's when you go to the characteristics of Esau and Jacob. Esau, the way he operates, man, was gonna be very strategic, man. And the way Jacob was gonna do things was off the spirit, man. That's why any little thing that you do, our people, anything you do, whether it be driving, Jake, Jake don't go to driving school. Jake learn how to drive off just.
That's the spirit.
Exactly.
And I fucking land back on you. That's just like when you say, for instance, you buy a toy or a bike for your child. You don't read the instructions.
Exactly.
You put a bump bag together. You just do that shit.
Exactly, man. And that's another sign of Jake just flowing in spirit, man. Go ahead.
And that's just like when Rebecca. That's like when Rebecca. When Isaac asked Jacob, like, how did you come back so fast? He like, because of the Lord, man. It was through the spirit. Remember, he was going to get the. He like, because of the Lord, you know. We just learned shit through the spirit.
Exactly.
14, 13, Jake just driving.
Yeah, because the shit that Esau do is simple. Yeah. It's not complicated, man. You got Jakes in the time of slavery. We ain't had no school, no proper education. We was inventing all those inventions. Inventing shit like the radiator, you know, to keep them warm because they was freezing. The Most High gave them the spirit. Huh?
I was just saying how Jake even started.
The Most High, he freezing, man. He want to get warm in that motherfucking, in that wood motherfucking hut, right? You know what they got, man. He want to get warm in there, but he came up with the radiator, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so,
great.